Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, when we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this. I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it, because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school, you did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet, and it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh, yeah, he did find something out. Sonia, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian.
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably... Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
That's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble, when it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument, because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Ten seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
Live from West Virginia's capital city with news from across the state. This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law, with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and Metro News' Dave Allen.
Welcome in to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. Open line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour, 1-800-765-TALK, 1-800-765-8255, or text 304-TALK-304. It's time for Mayor Monday. It's Metro News Midday.
Metro News Midday is presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com. Join in by calling 800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK-304. Let's go live to downtown Charleston. Here's Dave Allen.
Welcome into the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Monday afternoon. Great to have you along here. 1-800-765-TALK. That's the phone number. We'll get to your calls and texts after the bottom of the hour news. That's the phone number. The text line is 304-TALK-304. Every Monday on the show, we like to introduce you to another mayor doing great things in his or her state around the around his or her town. And talking is hard. His or her town around the state of West Virginia. Today, we're going to go to Follansbee and talk to Mayor Scott McMahon. Good afternoon, Mayor. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Dave. And talking is hard at times, so I agree with you.
Well, it's not, when you do it for 38 years and you do it for a living, you should be better at it. That's what I'm saying. But every now and then the things just don't work out. But anyway, we're glad you're here. How long have you been mayor?
My term started July 1 of 2025, so just about 7-8 months. Prior to that, I served 4 years in the teens on council. And in the early 2000s, I served 4 years on council. So this will be my 9th and 10th year serving Follansbee, but I just started in July.
So what was it that made you want to be in service to the city of Follansbee? What was it about the town that made you want to get involved and run for council to begin with and then become mayor?
Well, I've always been interested in local politics, politics in general, but especially local politics. I had the opportunity to study at WVU and was a political science major. And during my years there, I was able to get an internship with the city of Weirton. Worked for City Manager Vince Azzarella and Mayor Ed Bowman, and really enjoyed myself and saw how, the day-to-day decisions that you make really affect the people's lives immediately. So I saw the instant impact, had the educational background. I try to get out in the community, whether it be coaching my kids or in various organizations. So it seemed like a natural fit to run for office.
What is it that you maybe observed when you were on city council that you had, because most of the mayors we talked to, I would say probably, as I told you earlier today, the mayors I've interviewed in the last year, the 80 to 85% of them started out on either city council somewhere, like a clerk or recorder or something like that. What do you learn in those roles before you take over the quote unquote big chair that you think are valuable?
Well, I think, learning where the bathroom is, right? That's the old saying.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Can't find. That's the first thing. But no, I think participating in the different committees that city government has, learning to not only understand what's important to your ward. We have 5 wards in the city of Follansbee, and they're very much the same, and they very much have unique characteristics and capabilities. So, serving in that time, seeing the different departments within our city government, whether it be our street, garbage, water, and sewage, they each have their different needs. And I think spending time across the community, and especially inside of the city government, really gives you a solid foundation then to run for the mayor.
What's been making news in Follansbee here as of late? What's new in town?
Well, what we've been doing is myself and the majority of council is new, all starting in July 1. And what we've really done is we wanted to take focus and get our budget healthy, to get our finances healthy. We had to do some of the unpopular things of raising water rates. We've raised garbage rates. We're just looking across the board just to get to where the city can be financially healthy. We've lost some industry over the last couple of years, so that affected our B&O. revenues, but I think what we can do is just get to where we can right ourselves and provide those city services that we're used to having. We haven't had the chance to pave roads in the last 4 or 5 years. So, excuse me, and that's based on, having the money available to do that. And all that is, being based on being fiscally responsible.
What's on your wish list for the town, Mayor? I mean, is there anything in particular? You mentioned the paving roads. I mean, that would be a project you'd want to do. Is there anything that sticks out that may be on your team's wish list for the town?
Yeah, lights, Dave. It's all about the lights.
Lights.
We unfortunately, the state came in a couple years ago, 2024ish, and removed 3 of our red lights downtown. I think 2 of those really need to be looked at again. And I got to say, I'm very happy to tell you that, we're working with the governor's office. They're very receptive. They've taken the time to understand the history behind it. So getting those 2 red lights, and where they're located in town, on one side being an apartment building and a senior center, on the other side of the street, a bank, a pharmacy, and a post office. So you can see where that could cause a lot of issues. So because of that, we are working with our state and federal delegations, and we're talking about red lights, traffic lights. And then somewhere in the 2020 time frame, Follansbee lost its downtown streetlights. In the early 80s, the town took over the ownership of the streetlights from Mon Power, and they wanted to hang some banners to support the local high school football team, Go Brook. But because of that, we took ownership of the poles, and the conduit between the poles has crushed, and our downtown gets very dark in the wintertime. There's the previous administration and council put in some solar lights, and they work to an extent, especially during the summertime. But our downtown gets very dark without these street lights on Route 2, which runs through our downtown, which is our main street. So it's a safety issue. It's an economic development issue. And it's something that I'm working with not only our council, but the governor's office, our state delegation, and even our congressional delegation.
We're talking with Follansbee Mayor Scott McMahon on our Mayor Monday segment here on Metro News Midday. Let's talk about some of the businesses in town. What are some of the businesses? You got a business or two that's, and sometimes you can get in trouble if you mention one and don't mention all of them. But I mean, what are some? What are some of the? I'm not asking you to endorse them, but what are some of the businesses that have been around a while in Follansbee that are kind of like the cornerstones of a town?
Well, our anchors will always be Nippon Steel. It's the former Willie-Nishin Steel that came to town in 1988. Senator Rockefeller had a lot to do with that. And we're very appreciative of that. So they've been around. They're our core. They're our largest business. They're our largest employer. They're our largest tax payer. So and saying all that, they work so well with the city. Their leadership, and it's changed over the years, much like the city's leadership's changed over the years. But the core values, the core communication between the two has stayed constant, and having them as our largest business has been great. On the flip side, one of our newer businesses, we just welcomed a Costello's, which is a restaurant in our south end of the town that serves a wide variety of food. I've probably gained a few pounds eating the pizzas and calzones that they serve. But that's kind of either side. We've got we've got some really good business people that live and work in Follansbee. We've got one that's taken over the former middle school and has created a place where many small businesses could come in and serve the clients. We've got other large construction companies that have come in and have taken over what used to be parking lots of the old mills that are no longer here. So we're moving. It's my job to get our story out And I appreciate the time to let you know that today.
Well, and I love when you can repurpose something. That middle school idea, I think, is absolutely great because, around the state of West Virginia, no matter what community you're listening to us in today, you know that your town has probably had some school consolidations or so on. And so often those schools just sit there and they just basically rot to the ground in many cases, and to see people that are willing to take a chance on that and say, hey, we got something we can work with here, or even if it's just a parking lot or something, just making something out of nothing is always a good story, Mayor.
Yeah, you have to have heartbeats in some of your core buildings that are within your town, and like you said, whether that be the city uses it for its own internal use, or if we can use it commercially. Anytime that can happen, it really helps the overall city.
What's some of the selling points, Mayor, of your town? If you're talking to a business about coming to town, or maybe we're statewide right now, and you get an opportunity, a platform to say, hey, you need to come and open a business or raise a family or just move here. You need to come to Follansbee. What are some of the things? What's your elevator speech for the town? What makes it a good place to live?
It's location. Like I said earlier, we have 5 wards that are within our city. Each of our wards has a park in it. We are, basically 30 minutes from Pittsburgh. I travel for work, so I know that we're 20 minutes to the airport, Pittsburgh International Airport. We've got state parks that surround us. There's 4 state parks, one's in PA, a couple in West Virginia, one in Ohio that surround us. So it's really our location. We have a great community of people. And I know that's a lot like the rest of West Virginia, but we have people that just will give you the shirt off your back. We have great neighborhoods that check on each other. And then something that I think that I've taken for granted that, having this conversation has really made me aware, kind of reimagine it is as our population gets older, we truly sit in the breadbasket of modern medicine, of world-class medicine. I have friends, family, myself included, that maybe had some health issues, and we have great regional hospitals that are close by. They're, either through Allegheny Health or West Virginia University Medicine. We're 25 to 30 minutes from UPMC, which is a world-class. They have the world-class Home and Cancer Center. We're 2 hours from Cleveland. So I know multiple people that are able to stay at home and yet go to the number 1 heart hospital, not only in the country, but in the world. And they can come home that evening and spend the rest of the week in their house. So we've got, recreation, we've got community, we've got a big city that's 30 minutes away, but we have that small town feel. We're a true bedroom community for Pittsburgh, and with a lot less taxes, a lot less crime, and to drive 30 minutes is no big deal. But I really, I would say the world-class health facilities that are near us, there aren't too many places you can say that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. What brings attention to the town as far as like fairs, festivals? What do you guys do there?
Well, so a couple of them we're going to have on August 1st. We're going to have the city will sponsor a 5K in the morning, and then at 1 o'clock we'll have our parade. Those 2 activities will be in conjunction with our Garibaldi Lodge on the south end of town is celebrating their 100th anniversary. So that's a big weekend for us. I'm excited about that. We're going to have our annual golf scramble, but I think what really is the class of the state or even the country is, we have our Christmas in the Park in October, and we go to our main park. We have, dozens and dozens and dozens of vendors, if not hundreds, and it's a couple-day event. They sell Christmas gifts or decorations and such. There's food, there's entertainment, and if everyone crosses their fingers and hopes, Santa shows up to get the kids ready for their Christmas season. So those are some of the things that we have. We have band. We have our Chamber of Commerce does a great job. They have bands in our park every month, and boy, there's nothing better than sitting down in a park with a cool breeze and listening to music and,
right.
and meeting your neighbors and talking with them.
Yeah, it's good stuff. All right, Mayor, before we let you go, we've got to wrap it up. I've learned a lot about your community today, but I ask this of every mayor every week. If you come to Follansbee, what's the one thing you have to see, do, or take part in?
Well, you will not believe this, but here in the city of Follansbee, and we talked about this earlier, you will experience 4 seasons of weather within a given 8 hours. Yesterday we were outside getting sunburns. It's snowing right now. But I would say when you're here, really just get out. We're a community that gets out in their neighborhood. If you were stopping here, again, outside of the businesses, I'd really have you just take advantage of the parks, the community. We have multiple leagues for our children, whether it be baseball, basketball, what have you. I would really just get out into the community, stay a few days, call me. I'm at the city building, and I'll get you an itinerary and put it together.
And I didn't even get to mention that Follansbee, the formative years, as my co-host Amanda said earlier, of the formative years of the late Coach Lou Holtz, who we just lost, were spent in Follansbee as well. I failed to mention that until the very end.
Yeah, no, I got the chance when we put some signs up for him in 2017 to spend some time with him and Coach Alvarez and some of the players, and just a genuinely good guy. I mean, really would take the time to make sure, to learn about you, even if, no one was looking or there were no cameras around. So very, very privileged and honored to get a chance to get to meet him. And we're very proud to say he was born here in Follansbee.
All right. Mayor Scott McMahon, keep doing great things. And it's been a pleasure to have you on the Mayor Monday segment. And we'll talk in the future. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Scott McMahon is the mayor of Follansbee in Brooke County. Now, if you would like to have your city featured, your mayor, just like everything else, it's real easy. Drop me an email, midday@wvmetronews.com. It's midday@wvmetronews.com. You can reach out to me on social media, Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, or at DaveA70 on X. Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour, 1-800-765-TALK, 1-800-765-8255, or text 304-TALK-304. We'll take a break. Come back after this. Stay with us.
A degree from Marshall University isn't simply a career path. It's a trust. An opportunity to inhabit the moments that change lives, to make connections that make a difference. With the opportunities of a larger school and the intimate nature usually reserved for one much smaller, you'll find your people, your passion, and yourself at Marshall, all while experiencing the moments that will shape the rest of your life. In person, online, or a mixture of both, join us today. Your moment awaits at Marshall University.
At Glenville State University, we are pioneers. With over 45 undergraduate degree programs, 17 NCAA athletic teams, and countless campus organizations and activities, we're here to help you build your story while becoming a part of ours. Glenville State University. Your dream, your future, your story. Visit glenville.edu today for more information.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. It makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Oh, yeah.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
With Metro News Hotline, if it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have two vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
Welcome back to the show, 228 on a Monday. Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Dave Allen in the host chair today. Of course, Stephanie and Ryan, our producers. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. Open line, West Virginia, coming up at the bottom of the hour. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. I'm going to start this, and then I may have to continue it after the break. Over the weekend, my wife and I took a trip up to Ohio. We do from time to time, just jump in a vehicle and go up and hang out a little bit. And so I will say this. It had been a while since I had traveled this particular road, probably, I don't know, a couple months or something. If you travel Route 35, all right, as my grandpa used to say, the fancy New Dug Road, because it's relatively new, that section of 4-lane between, let's say, Winfield and Point Pleasant, take your life into your own hands, because the road is horrendous as far as potholes go. I mean, I-64 into Charleston is pretty bad in spots. They're working on it, but man, at one point it was literally like, and if you don't drive the road every day, you don't know where the big potholes are. And I was talking to my brother-in-law last night, and he and his lady friend take that road frequently to go up to a place that they like to eat. And he said at one point we just kept getting off and on the or not the interstate, but off 35 because it was that bad. I'm telling you, friendly advice from your friend Dave. If you're going to be traveling Route 35, just be prepared. Back after this. And now we'll go to the Metro News Anchor Desk for a check of local news. You're listening to Midday on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. Terry George is on the job in Randolph County. The experienced county school chief is now interim school superintendent there. After Sean Dilley's abrupt resignation back on Friday, George expected to be on board through the end of June. There's been no comment on why Dilley resigned. The school board meets again Thursday night. A Kanawha County man faces more than a decade in prison after pleading guilty to planning a robbery from jail.
Antoine Miller, also known as A2, entered guilty pleas to charges of first-degree robbery and a second recidivist offense before Kanawha County Circuit Judge Mary Claire Akers on Monday. Miller admitted to helping set up a robbery that occurred in February 2025 when 5 people allegedly robbed and shot 23-year-old Ibn Harper under the guise of meeting to buy marijuana. 4 of the other suspects were arrested and charged with first-degree robbery, while the 5th, Disnime Mitchell, was shot and killed by police as the Charleston SWAT team attempted to take him into custody last March. Prior to being charged in the case, a jury found Miller not guilty in a separate robbery last year, but did find him guilty of intimidating a witness to that case. Judge Akers scheduled Miller's sentencing for May 4th at 1:30 p.m. I'm Daniel Woods, WVMetroNews.com.
Preliminary hearing will be scheduled for a Boone County man charged with murder. 60-year-old Jerry Hills of Bob White was arrested over the weekend after he allegedly shot and killed 49-year-old Tammy Rowe of Gordon and injured a second woman. In that case, state police are continuing their investigation. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
Growing opposition for a data center being planned for the Falling Waters area of Berkeley County. That opposition showed up in big numbers last Friday night at Spring Mills High School. Resident Christopher Breeze criticized the state law that allows for data centers.
All of this legislation bypasses all of our democracy.
Other speakers expressed concern about how a data center might impact the water supply. They've had a drought in that area of the state for about 4 years. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
West Virginia Outdoors is the Mountain State's only hook and bullet radio show, dedicated to the more than 250,000 hunters and anglers across the state. Award-winning host Chris Lawrence has been tracking down hunting and fishing stories for more than 25 years.
I shot him. He ran over to the edge of the field. He made it about 5-10 yards out of the edge of the field and fell over there.
West Virginia Outdoors covers it all. Saturday mornings at 7:06 a.m. on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com.
Welcome back to the show. 26 away from 3 o'clock, Metro News Midday. Ryan Nichols and Stephanie Pauly, our producer today. If you're a parent or grandparent worried about how you're going to pay for that kid's college, Metro News may be able to help out. 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program. One high school junior in the state is going to get a full scholarship to Wesleyan. Room, board, tuition, and fees all included. Full details available. WVMetroNews.com. Simply click on the Apply Now button. The deadline to enter, though, is May 3rd. The West Virginia Scholar Program this year presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. WVMetroNews.com and apply today. Application deadline is May 3rd. Open line, West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says, on the high school basketball tournament, West Virginia is the perfect size state to have a Final Four championship between the classes. The size difference between communities can be pretty big, but nothing like states surrounding us with Charlotte, Columbus, etc. From time to time, there would be small school upsets, and it would be a ton of fun to watch. It would breathe new life into West Virginia high school basketball. Alternate, they've done a lot of work on this. Alternate, says the texter, between the Henderson Center, the Hope Coliseum, the Charleston Civic Center, and every fourth year throw a bone to the traditionally left out cities: Beckley, Martinsburg, Clarksburg, Wheeling, Bluefield, Princeton, etc. Let these communities compete against each other, and whoever has the best hosting package wins. Play it over one weekend shortly after the state tournament so the kids don't have to miss any more school. You all should make this happen, says the texter. Well, I'll give you credit, texter. You put a lot of work into that. So, I think it sounds like a great idea. I don't know what the coaches think about it, and I don't know what the parents think about it. Players probably be all for it, but I don't know. Interesting ideas. Texas Trump says ugly things, and his base loves him for it. Also, in breaking news, water makes things wet, gravity makes things fall, and the sun rises in the east, says a texter. Let's go to the phone lines, and let's talk to Jim. You're on Open Line, West Virginia. Go ahead.
Dave, how you doing today?
Doing fine, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. I hope you're doing well with your chemo. But what I was calling about today is the West Virginia University women, and Coach Kellogg will be on the air on ESPN at 5 o'clock, which will be a great game. Also, I would like to pass on to listeners that I would like for them to contact Next Star Media, who has WOWK. Amanda Barron did the exclusive stories on the National Guardsmen that lived, and I'm sure it went all over the country. And I feel like that she deserves a Peabody Award for this coverage and this journalism.
I agree. And I'll tell you, she worked on that story behind the scenes, and none of us knew. Now, maybe at the television station they did, but us here in Radio Land, we borrow her, for a couple hours a day. We didn't really know what she was doing. And that's okay, because she was basically sworn to secrecy in order to pull this thing off. But I agree. You're right. It was an exclusive interview. It was picked up worldwide. And the kid did good, Jim. I'll say that. She did pretty well for herself.
The kid is always good, and she's my best bud. I'm not afraid to tell anybody that.
All right, Jim, I appreciate your phone call. Thanks a lot. 22 minutes away from 3 o'clock. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. I do want to correct something that Jim said, though. He referenced, I am not undergoing chemo. I will be undergoing radiation therapy, not chemo. But I do appreciate the basic thought that Jim put in that. Thank you. Thank you a lot, my friend. Text says, Trump's base are the people who got called deplorable, and they made it part of their identities, wore the label with pride, and doubled down on it. That's these people. Trolling and being trash people is their lifeblood, says the texter. Some Christian, says the texter, Trump is happy a decorated veteran dies. It's sad what we have become. The text says, congratulations to Coach Rick Green and the Hill. Reference to the Quad A state champion George Washington Patriots. What a game that was, too. As I said, I was out of town this weekend, and I didn't get to see a lot of the action, but I was watching on Metro News Television Saturday night while I was in Ohio. I was watching that game, and that double overtime game. And it's a shame that one of those schools had to lose. I'll say that, between GW and Spring Mills, because it was a fantastic game. I had Coach Green on the local show in Charleston today talking about it. If you know Rick Green at all, he is just a humble, old school, just kind of, it's all about the kids and whatever, and it is, and he's right about that. But he's not a very excitable guy, but which is not necessarily a bad thing. But he's class act, in my opinion. And it was a pleasure I've known Rick, and we've been friends for a number of years. Great guy. And it's, as I said, in that Quad A championship game, it was a shame that one team had to lose. Tex says, I bet if Iran targeted America's oligarchs, domestically or internationally, that the majority of Americans wouldn't care. Tex says, of course, the Democrats applaud Obamacare. They don't work. Tex says, love the nice weather yesterday. It gave me more of an opportunity to see all the potholes in the bright sun. Well, go back and listen to what I said about 10 or 15 minutes ago on actually it was Saturday when my wife and I were driving to Columbus up Route 35, and man, it was bad. And it was bad coming back, but I don't think it was bad if you're heading towards Winfield as it was heading to Mason County. I guess I wasn't prepared for that. And I'm a person that believes in driving, that the left lane is for passing, but at one point, I'm going to say your boy here was in the left lane, in the passing lane, because the right lane was, I wasn't fixing to bust no tires. And my English teacher just ran off the road somewhere. Text says, according to a CNBC article, S&P 500 E-mini futures trading in the CME recorded a sharp and isolated jump in volume, breaking from an otherwise subdued pre-market backdrop. With thin liquidity typical of early trading hours, a sudden burst stood out as one of the largest volume moments of the session up to that point. It happened in oil 15 minutes before Trump's announcement. And just like Epstein, Trump wasn't involved. LMAO, says the texter. All you people, says the texter, complaining about data centers, go ahead and turn off your iPhones. Text says, Trump says he loves the uneducated. He must love those comments on TJ's editorial. Well, Mr. Meadows, my boy, he got him riled up with that commentary that he dropped about the president referring to Mueller as and saying that I'm glad he's dead. He had the people fired up. Text says, let's call this TSA thing what it actually is, slavery, says the texter. Text says, hello, Dave. Hello. Disrupting vital utilities which supply needed services to the general population of a country is a war crime. Not that Donald Trump or his white supremacist followers care as long as the sufferers are brown, says the texter. Text says, well said, TJ. A reference to Mr. Meadows' commentary. Text says, notice how not one person spoke in favor of the data center. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. 18 minutes away from 3 o'clock. We'll take a break and come back after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. It makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop. Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Join Kyle Wiggs, Coach Hunter, and Brett Howe weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
With Metro News Hotline, if it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have two vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Welcome back to the show. 14 away from 3. Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. We got Mr. Weekly and the crew coming up with Hotline. Yeah, he's on the other side of the glass looking at me like, yeah, you got to do a show today, man. Sorry, plenty to talk about. There'll be many of these same Metro News stations with Hotline coming up after the top of the hour. In the meantime, let's continue on with Open Line West Virginia. 1-800-765-TALK is a phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says Mayor McMahon is a good mayor. They lost the electric boat plant. City still has a vibrant downtown. Reference to my interview earlier this hour on Mayor Monday with the mayor of Follansbee, Mayor McMahon. Text says the person who suggested that new high school basketball tournament, very well done. Now, they definitely put a lot of work into it. I'll say that. Text says Amanda Barron is deserving of an Edward R. Murrow Award for her stellar reporting and delivering great humanitarian stories. Also, Midday needs simulcast on Nexstar as well. Text says 35 is pretty much a gravel road in Mason County. Well, it seemed to us to be that on Saturday and then Sunday coming back. Text says, quick reminder, Delegate Vernon Christ used West Virginia families in his political contest against the governor. They actually said something else that I can't say on the air about but let's just say that it was a measuring contest, and I'll leave it at that. Text goes on to say, I think it's time for Wood County to show him the door. Text says, all you butthurt people just need to get over it. Trump is your president, just like Biden was my president. I hated it, but unless you want to move to another country, they're your president. Wait, did I hear, says a texter, that OnlyFans may be going away? We have to stop this national emergency, says a texter. That's been reported on. I heard it on our business news earlier that I guess OnlyFans, the owner, passed away like of cancer, very relatively young person, and so I don't know what the definition of or what the plan forward is, for succession for OnlyFans. I don't. Texas cool story with Greater Beckley Christian player number 10 plays in the state championship at 10 a.m., then goes and plays baseball openers in a double header. Senior Eli Gunter. That's a texter. Remember hold on. There's actually 2 texts here. First one says, sounds like some people care more about other countries than want to kill Americans. Remember 9/11, says a texter. Text says, voter ID makes sense. You have to show your ID for everything else. Obamacare, says the texter, is the biggest fraud ever perpetrated on the American people. Text says, to the person who is so fond of data centers, put one in your neighborhood, says the texter. You can build one in my backyard. If it puts people to work, I'll move. Bravo TJ Meadows on your commentary. Text says, okay, no, we're not going there. Texts, I got a bunch of them here. I'm trying to get to all of them as best I can. Text says, Trump just said ICE agents that have been sent to airports love it because now they can apprehend and arrest people. He's so stupid, can't speak, just stupid. David's Time says a texter for these Trump supporters to give up their man cards ain't got no backbone to stand up to this failed sex predator, says the texter. Biden, says the texter, brought down inflation and gas prices before he left office after inheriting a shutdown that cost Americans 9 million jobs, no toilet paper to wipe with, Now it looks like that's happening, the same thing happening again. Well, just do not get a rumor started that we're going to have another toilet paper shortage. Will not happen in my house because I have a wife that she's not a prepper. She just likes to get good deals. So we were good during the great toilet paper shortage of 2020. Dex says, Dave, if people are satisfied with their utilities going up year after year, vote Republican. If not, it's time to change to vote for a Democrat. Dex says, MAGA needs to get a job, stop living off the government. Remember, all these people in the streets when Biden put smack down on Trump can't wait to celebrate when he leaves the country with his family. Text says, see that West Virginia is 50th in structurally deficient bridges. No surprise, there's been no bridge maintenance program for the past 25 years or more. Text says, Robert Mueller is an American hero. Trump is an American disgrace. Big difference. You know, I had people reach out to me and ask me what I thought about that, about the Truth Social post from the president, dropped around 10:30 or so, I think, on Saturday morning following Robert Mueller's death. And basically, paraphrasing, he just said, glad he's gone, glad he's dead, which is what led to T.J. Meadows' commentary today, quoting his mama. And there's always a big difference in West Virginia, whether it's mama or mama. I guess it depends on your mama. For him, being from Boone County, it was mama. But anyway, that Jesus doesn't like ugly. And I said it when we were talking, TJ and Amanda and I and Jeff, or well, I don't think Jeff was part of it, but TJ and Amanda were during the 12 o'clock hour. I've yet to see anybody on any subject that has come forward on social media or on this show or wherever and said, that's it, I am off the Trump train. Now, I'm sure it's happened. But I've yet to see that final straw for anybody. There are people that will come out and say, look, I voted for the guy. I don't appreciate this, but I'm still sticking with him, and that's okay. But for people to say that's it, and I've asked the question many, many times, what would it take, if anything, for people to get off the Trump train? But the people that love Donald Trump and love MAGA and are MAGA, they think he's the greatest thing ever, and those who don't. And conversely, Trump could do good things, and in a lot of people's eyes, he still wouldn't get credit for it. And that's the way it is, and that's why we are where we are. It is 2:53. We'll take a break and wrap it up after this.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to wvmetronews.com to apply. That's wvmetronews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
At Glenville State University, we are pioneers. With over 45 undergraduate degree programs, 17 NCAA athletic teams, and countless campus organizations and activities, we're here to help you build your story while becoming a part of ours. Glenville State University, your dream, your future, your story. Visit glenville.edu today for more information.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
With Metro News Hotline, if it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have two vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here. Talkline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com. Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline on Metro News Television.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Welcome back to the show. A couple of minutes away from 3 o'clock. It's Metro News Midday. Look who's here. It's Mr. Weekly.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. The weather. The weather.
I don't know. I was talking
weather.
Talked to the mayor of Follansbee earlier this hour on Mayor Monday. It was snowing there today. It's snowing there. So
I mean, literally, it is half the temperature that it was yesterday. It was like 89 in South Charleston yesterday.
Set some records in some cities. Brian Hughes tells me record-breaking days yesterday, and I haven't looked out the window because one thing that they did not give us in this palatial studio was a window, or at least a picture of a window, like a camera or something, so I could at least see it. So occasionally during the breaks, I'll walk out and just look out the window as my dad used to say when I would look out the window, it's still out there, you know.
Nice.
So I got to go look out the window. And the promised sunshine, at least here in the Charleston area, did not develop.
Not yet.
Ain't no sunshine when she gone. Not today in Charleston. What you got on the show today?
We're going to talk about tattoos.
Okay.
You got any regrettable tattoos?
All
and
right.
which tattoos do you like?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not a tattoo kind of guy.
But there are a lot of our listeners who are.
Absolutely.
And we love all our listeners.
Absolutely.
All our listeners equally.
Yes. All right. So that's coming up on Hotline, which will be heard on many of these same Metro News stations. Ryan Nicholson, Stephanie Pauly, our producers today. Thank you so much. I'll be back to do it again tomorrow. The 1-year anniversary of Metro News Midday.
Get out of here. Is
1
that
year.
right?
1 year of the experiment. We'll see if we make it through it. Till then, have fun and love somebody.